Tonight's top story.
Earlier today, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau gave a warning that, quote, winter is coming. So, Game of Thrones, I guess we should prepare for a long, disappointing winter that ends in a war with a horde of brainless white men who refuse to socially distance. And Bran becomes king too, I guess.
The cast and crew of Jurassic World Dominion have gone through over 40,000 COVID tests. Luckily, none of the dinosaurs have tested positive.
Close call. Baskin Robbins is selling an ice cream cake shaped like a Thanksgiving turkey. Because if you're going to get together with family, why not share COVID and diabetes?
Earlier this month, the Pope congratulated Joe Biden on becoming president. In response, Donald Trump announced that he'll be running for Pope in 2024.
A carrier pigeon message was just found 110 years after being sent. Great, now we can finally read the erotic love letters of Angela Lansbury.
Ooh. Golfer Dustin Johnson won the 2020 Masters tournament with a record of 20 under par. Critics are calling it the most subpar performance since Korri's wedding night.
Okay, come on. I get married next year.
Okay, let's save that joke for next year. Do it again.
Last week, Twitter debuted Fleets, tweets that disappear after 24 hours. Now, I wrote a punchline, but I don't know where it went.
An Egyptian scuba diver sets a record by spending 6 days underwater. I didn't even know they invented a waterproof sarcophagus.
Multiple passengers on a cruise ship in the Caribbean have tested positive for COVID. And just like the Titanic with an iceberg, you couldn't have seen it coming.
New Zealand's annual Bird of the Year competition was tainted by voter fraud. But luckily, the bird's lawyer, Kiwi Pelicani, is on the case, like Julie Ani.
Oh, that was awful. I didn't.
Yeah, it didn't even make sense. And if it did, it was still bad.
Okay. I'll win him back with this one, all right? Okay. Take two. Earlier this month, a meteorite worth $2 million crashed into a man's house. When asked if he plans on selling the space rock, the man said he had no comment.
Amazon is now offering delivery of drugs, which is great news because it saves me a monthly trip to a van behind Lee's Palace.
An Idaho man completed 463 juggling catches while riding a unicycle blindfolded. The feat will end up in the Guinness Book of World Records, while the man will end up in oncoming traffic.
Scientists have discovered that platypus's fur glows green under a UV light, which begs the question, who has been fucking these platypi?
An 81-year-old man in Illinois beat 3 burglars from his house using a vintage walking stick. When reached for comment, the old man said something racist.
Yeah, he definitely did. A new study found that the traditional average human body temperature of 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit has been dropping around the globe. This is the second study to confirm that people are cold after my father has never called me for my birthday.
It's been reported that a Florida man wrestled a puppy out of an alligator's mouth. And in Florida tradition, the man celebrated by eating the puppy.
Florida officials have promoted culling of an invasive python population by eating them, which just is the most Florida that Florida has ever Floridaed.
And in other Florida news, during a beach cleanup there, a volunteer found what they believed to be a decapitated human body, but eventually turned out to just be an old department store mannequin. And in a Florida tradition, the volunteer celebrated by eating a puppy.
Ritz Crackers has announced a contest where the winner gets a 10-inch cracker. 10-inch cracker is also the title of my fan fiction about you guessed it, a white guy fucking a Trisket.
Earlier this week, Scotland made period products free, so the country whose national animal is the unicorn is being more realistic about women's rights than Canada. It should have been us, for God's sake. Our national animal is slang for vagina.
Moose? Is it moose?
No, Korri.
Am I wrong?
You're wrong. An 18-year-old in Taiwan awoke from a coma after his older brother spoke the name of his favorite thing to eat. This story checks out because growing up, my older brother also called me a pussy.
A couple with the last name Helms and Mayo received free mayonnaise from Hellman's as a wedding gift. The couple was surprised because they were waiting until their honeymoon for the creamy white stuff.
Come.
Cat was
That was it. Thank you, Jeremy, for clarifying.
that was good. Cat was rescued after spending a whole day in a Colorado sewer. Officials are saying that that is some wet ass pussy.
And those are the headlines.